Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today we are going to be installing a TricLED or TricLED, however you want to say it. It's TricLED though. Anyway, on to Don's 2020. Let me turn this music off. I know it sounded like Coach Bob, you listening to rap music? Yeah, I guess I was. But you met Don and Jill on a previous episode. Wonderful folks. He's got a 2020 RT Limited. So we're going to be doing the install on that. We'll have parts numbers, tools you need, all that jazz, and should go smooth, hopefully. I've never disassembled a 2020 or later, so I do look forward to taking it apart. I think I've done my due diligence, but time will tell. So anyway, we're waiting for Don and Jill to arrive, and it's going to be fun. Ain't no time like a good time. Let's put something together. Okay, so we got the beautiful 2020 Spyder here. We're gonna take it apart. I said take it apart, not break it apart. First thing we gotta do, take the mirrors off. We'll see where that goes, how that goes, and what's been done historically. I know that Don was telling me there was an anti-vibration thing that he has installed on these. What beyond that are we gonna find? Well, time will tell, and we'll show you how we get all this stuff apart. But first thing, let's get these mirrors off. There we go. So this is super duper easy.
Yeah. Here.
What I'm using, these are like for bicycle tires, and I'm just they don't mar things, and so just using that as a pry tool. The top part came right off. There we go. Also, always take your pieces, lay them on something that doesn't scratch. I've got everything with old rugs out here, so we just put them here. Say, well, heck yeah. Heck yeah, you can get it. And the one thing you always want to make sure is you drop the mirror, always. That's paramount.
Oh,
nice.
So
there you go. This is the stock. What was different is this, there's this little block right here. That was the anti-vibe block. So, of course, like I said, this is the first time I've ever taken a 20 apart. So this no vibe block is what he had put on there, but this is the stock, and you can see these nuts on the front. It looked like he had something else on there, but you've got two pins there. Just pop straight out and then lift straight up with that one there. So pop out, lift up. Next thing we gotta do is open the front and
take all the goodies out.
Then lift the seat. Again, with all thing CanAm, you're always worried that you're gonna break stuff, always. What we're looking at here, this black panel has to come off, then this panel has to come off, and then this panel has some bolts on it. This is just nerve. So with everything, just take your time. It should just pop in and pop out. Just don't get crazy with it. But you can see, it's little metal clips pop in the slots. That's all there is to it. And looks like there might be some extra lighting on there already. There.
Your nerves go when
you know. Yeah, you look at the value of the machine and it's Tupperware.
Yeah.
All right, so here's how this is going to go.
Good, how you doing?
All of these clips in the back, they all pop out. This front portion, these front two, they go in and fold under. So these two pieces here, they flip in like that. So those are the two tabs right there, those two front tabs, that's the ones you have to worry about breaking. The rest of them just pop out. So we've got 3 Torx 30s.
The dog will die.
Now we've got these 3 push pins right here that have to come out. This is a massive piece of plastic. It's hard to even discern where it starts and it stops. So Don's been fiddling with this thing for a minute. The guy on Sling Mod said to pull down and back. So what'd you have to do, buddy?
First, you took it out of the center console here. You pry it this way out with about 3 or 4 tabs here, and then you pull it back and out.
All right.
And it loosens it from the front, and then it's caught up in here where this has to come out.
Yeah, look at this, because we weren't sure, does
have
this
to
have
get
to
it
come
in
out?
between.
It's got to lift. See that notch right there? You got to get it out of that
And
notch.
it sits in this thing here.
Right.
This.
There you go. All right.
in there.
Cool. Got it. So here's the other side. 3 push pins are pulled. You can see, got the back pop loose. This is the part we were talking about right here.
You push it in and then up.
In and up.
And this thing goes around that shark.
Right.
They call it a shark fin because of this.
Right. So you can see how that slides in that notch.
How many lights are
So this panel over here consists of some Torx bolts and push pins. We're not taking this panel off, we're just simply sliding it out to get access to it. Torx 30 again. So the push pin, there's one here, and one there. So there you go, there's 3 of them. You're gonna have to remove the back seat in order to get to the last push pins on the side, on that other side. So these little push tabs right here, those push tabs, you press those back, lift the seat up a little bit and pull it forward, and that will release it so you can get to the tabs. We don't have to take the seat completely off because all we're doing is pulling the pins, but that's how you remove it. They don't really show any real good pictures in the owner's manual. So that tab right there, you press it back, there's one on each side. All right, so the next thing we got to remove is this front panel here, and then the shroud that goes around the side here, and then there's a push pin that's up under here that we also have to remove. This just pops off. Yes, it does. All right, so this just pops in there and then just lifts out. You can see simply these 2 pins go right in there. That's that. All right, the next thing that has to come off is this panel right here. 3 T20s. There's one here on the outer edge, one there on the outer edge, and one down there low. So let's get those out. And these are the little self-tapping type screws, so be careful. Don't want to drop them, because if you're like me, you'll never find them again. All right, so 3 push pins here, here, and there. Let's get to it. All right, Don's taking the other side apart. There's one more push pin right here that has to come out. Can you get to them with your hand?
I'll use your tool.
Huh?
Use your tool.
Yeah, those are a little harder to get to,
Yeah,
aren't they?
these are a little hard. One.
one?
He just got his first one out.
No.
So the next thing that has to be done, we have to get access to the battery.
Oh, going down the road.
So we have to remove the liner and get to the battery compartment. So let's do that now.
Okay. Door.
All right, so here's how this works. You're gonna have a set of lights on each of the saddlebags. So that's 2. Then you're gonna have a set of lights on the frame. One on the left side of the frame, one on the right side. That's 4. Then you're gonna have one on the A-arm on each side. That's 6. And then you're gonna have one on top of each headlight. That's 8. So you're gonna have 8 lights hooked up. That's the order you're gonna go. Bags, frame, A-arm, headlight. So let's start with the saddlebag light installation. The saddlebag light is the 16-inch light. So we're gonna install the 16-inch lights right now. I am under the left saddlebag, and all I did was clean the surface with alcohol and then a priming strip. Started at the front, it's going to wrap around the back of the bag, and got it cleaned up very, very well all the way around. I can't reach a little further in there, but looks good, feels good to me. But all right, so we're gonna finish just peeling this back, wrapping it around and sticking it to her. All right, so we've shown you how we put the lights on this under the saddlebags. This is a 36-inch jumper, and this jumps from the right side of the machine to the left side of the machine. These are male and female connectors, as you will see. There's a male connector, there's a female connector. They will only go one way. So, because the light over there is what it is. So what we'll do, we'll plug this in over there, we'll run this jumper across. And then we'll have our 72-inch that hooks to this one. We'll show you how all that goes together. But let's get this jumper plugged into that light over there. I'm not going to get up under the Spyder and show you how to do it. I think you're smart enough to go, that plug will only plug into the end of that light one way. If you can't do that, don't attempt this job.
Don't attempt the job. Do not attempt.
Because that's like plugging in a lamp. All right, so I am under, if you were to back up here, that's where I am. This is the 36-inch extension from the other side. This is the light on this side. This is the splitter. It will only go one way. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's two of them, and there's a female connector on the other end. So I'm going to plug this in, then we'll run the 72-inch one all the way to the front of the motorcycle. All right, so this is a 72-inch long extension. This is going to plug into here where both of the lower lights plugged in. And it goes, as you can see, there's a notch right there. There's a little tooth right there. That goes in the notched side right there. Little dielectric grease there where the contacts, we put that on all of them and clicks right in there. That's that. Now what we'll do, this panel that we loosened up, you can see right here we have a frame rail running all the way to the front with a loom on it. We're going to run along that rail all the way up to the back side of the front. We'll show you where we pop out. Here we are, we're going under the Spyder. Oh, this is the frame. One light is going to go on the left edge of the frame. I will give you a guess where the other light strip goes. That will be on the right side of the frame. It sticks with tape. Highly complicated stuff. But anyway, so you would start at the back of the frame and go to the front of the frame. That's pretty crazy. I know it. I know you're saying, man, this is rocket science, Bob. The little plug-in part goes to the front. Don't put it to the back, because if you put it to the back, it ain't going to work. And then you're going to be custom. Ask me how I know. Not that I've ever done it, but Don wanted to. I'm just kidding. He didn't want to. He did it. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't do anything wrong. He's perfect. So anyway, we're going to get these things stuck on there, and then I'll show you the aftermath. All right, so here's what we have. These two, the two LED strips that I'll show you in just a moment that we ran down the bottom frame rail, these two are going to plug into that. This one is going to plug into this 36-inch extension, which we are going to find a path of travel back here to drop down, not with that one, with this one, and we're going to drop down and come out where we can connect at the front of that frame rail. So let's figure that little path of travel out, and that'll be that. So there are the lights run along the frame rail, and then they run up there at the front of that frame rail. We've got them secured here and exiting right at the top there. Now we are going to put these on the bottom of the A-arm. We've cleaned the A-arms. These are going to attach to the A-arm. The connection will go to the inside, and then you have a 36-inch extension that you will run up along and inside the front to where these are sitting as well. Got the lights on the A-arm. We ran the wires right up through the wiring loom. All right, so here's what we got. The saddlebag wire, the frame wires, the two A-arm wires, and now we're getting ready to run a light across the top of this. Now these LEDs are inverted, so when you look at them, it looks interesting because the LED is the side where the sticky part is. So the light actually sticks down on the light side, which is cool. Also make sure you put your wiring end to the center. And that's all there is to it. And then once we do that, then it's time to hook the electrical up, which goes straight to the battery. And then we're pretty much done. The thing that's time consuming on this job is simply running the wires, getting them into a place to where you feel comfortable and confident with them. And sometimes you don't feel that confident, you just have to go with it. What do you think? Is that about right?
That's definitely right. That's definitely right.
You know, I don't get nervous at all, you know, on his machine. Did I say that? I would never say that. All right, so we're putting on this last set of lights, and then we get to do the fun electrical stuff, which I always enjoy. You know, that's when the rubber hits the road, so to speak. So let's put these darn lights on here, and that's the last set. And then the wire is going to drop beside here. All right, now I know you're saying, well, Coach, that's a distant view, and I can't see it, but you can see it good enough. These two right here are going to plug into these ends of the LED lights. Again, there's a small tab. It'll only go one way. And then this extension goes to this. So we've got all of our wires run. Woohoo! Is to hook the bottom center frame and the rear lower saddlebag to port 4. And we have one more splitter. So we are going to go ahead and hook those up right now. So I labeled these. Now this is the saddlebags. So we know the saddlebags has to go in here. And I should have one that says frame on it. If it looks confusing, it's not. There we go. So the frame and the saddlebags are to that, which will go into port 4. We got 2 A-arms and we got the headlights. So there's only 4 ends. 3, 4. We'll neaten all of these up and they'll look all pretty when we get done with them. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful. So now you have this piece here. All it is a couple of ring terminals, inline fuse. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that fuse. This end, where these 2 rings are, this is what is going to connect to the battery. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, run it through where the battery is and out through the side. This end, this is where the modules plug in, right there. Very, very simple. And then this is you're gonna cut these rings off in order to connect these 2. So basically, that becomes one wire. This way you have your inline fuse and a little connector. You got your little wire lock connectors. You just flip them back, put the wire in there, clamp it down. That's all there is to it. And it just clamps the wires on. Just want to make sure you cut off the excess wire so you don't have a bunch of wire sticking out. Anyway, we're gonna get that done right now. All right, so all we have done right now, this is the little box I was telling you about. We've run the wire through here and we've run the wire up from there and we're getting ready to connect those together via those little locks. So you'll see these in just a second. He'll show you exactly how to do these locks. You got a black one and a red one. So there's the black one. And did you cut any more off that?
Yes. But I don't think I did as much as I did that one.
That's fine. Here we go. All right. We got a good connection on both of them. There we go. Black and black and red and red. So now what we're going to do, we're going to electrically tape each one of these, this one and this one separately, and then we are going to connect them together. And that way you don't have water intrusion that's going to create a problem where things short out. We don't want that. So we're going to do that off camera. It's just, like I said, just electrical tape. That's it. Now they say in the directions that these ports are not specific, but then, you know, other things say plug into this port, that port, and all that. So we're just, when they're not labeled, and they're not really labeled, it'll just say rear wheel and front wheel and that sort of thing. We're just going with rear wheel is saddlebags and frame, front wheel is A-arm left, A-arm right sort of thing. Putting dielectric grease on all of these connections. I've explained how we've done them. We're gonna plug these bad boys in and we're gonna see what happens. It's a mess, but it's hooked up. Woo! Old man knees, old man knees. So now we're just gonna simply hook this to the battery. Remember, positive is the last one to come off and the first one to go on. It's the only one that will ever be there by itself. That's the way I remember that. So anyway, we're just gonna simply hook these to the battery, hook this pigtail to the battery. All right, so we have the LED system done. Right now, Don is cleaning up the wiring. You can see already we've got a nice little loom in there. Looks really good. I'm gonna bring it closer. Let me grab my other camera. So you can see the loom is looking nice. All the wires are looking good. Everything's hooked up. We're gonna put the battery cover back on. We'll start putting the plastics back on. Get all of this stuff reassembled. Get the seats all secured back down. We're gonna get these black panels down first and get the seats put on because that was the last thing we did. Get the little shroud around the front lights. And it just is just like that. That's all there is to it. So we got a little work to do. Let's get at it. We may time lapse this just for chuckles and grins. Well, things look a little different. That's because the footage that Don and I shot at the end of this video, well, we'll say that it just was a corrupted file. Things happen in YouTube land that you just can't explain. However, here are the pictures of our beautiful work. Looks pretty good. In fact, I won't say it looks pretty good. It looks magnificent. It looks great. It looks phenomenal. I want to tell you, I want to thank Don and Jill for coming over and the opportunity to help them on their Spyder. It is not an imposition. When folks ask me, hey, can you help me? And I say yes. I really do live by the mantra of let your yes be yes and your no be no. Don't ever think that you're imposing on me. If I can't do something, it's not because I'm too big for my britches. It's because I'll tell you, I either don't have time because there's some sort of junk going on in my world, or I'm just not capable of doing it, which normally it's the second one. Because even when there's junk going on in my world, I can carve out some time. It may take me a little time to carve it out, but I'll eventually get there. If you're in the area and you need help with your Spyder, you know, you just have to say, hey, Coach Bob, I need a hand doing this. We can crawl around the garage floor. We can do it, man. It's fun. I love doing it. Don, thank you for coming over, hanging out with me, brother. It was a lot of fun. You are a great guy, and I look forward to spending some time with you and riding with you in the future. I just can't thank you enough for being as kind to me as you've been, because you really have been a very kind guy, and I really appreciate it. All right, well, give the video a thumbs up. Do it for Don. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Oh, man, look at me. I'm using my friends. All right. Well, do me a favor till the next time. You go out by the motorcycle of your dreams. Eat right. Take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not having fun, you are definitely doing it wrong. Now, you go seize the day, and I'll see you on the road real soon. Hopefully with some trick lights, man. Something really cool and green.